finished out a series over on Overpass, and they were looking a little bit more improved. They were almost able to take down Strife. It was a 16-14 loss for them, and they had a bit of a comeback in that one. But either way, into the map here, and we do have another buy round coming through for Bad News Bears. We're starting things in the 6th round, it seems.
Yeah, round number 6, it was a 2-1 lead for Detonate early on, but now the Bad News Bears will get themselves a buy round to their name, Junior on an op. For Detonate, they're coming off the back of a nice round win for themselves, and their money's flowing, as well as a frag onto Sheikh Zula straight through the wall. Immediately finding that opener. Do Detonate. And looking to come with the short side to start off this Fragadelphia stream with a bang. Swan also picking off another. And the nade comes through on the Spongy. Everything working out for Detonate. And now it is a 2 versus 5. And there's nothing to really speak of here. Junior holding the line.
Now he's smoked off here. At least in the mid-site variety. No Heaven Smoke, I don't believe, is down yet. Oh, no, there is one. All is well there on that execution. That's just 3 incredible entries. One off that wood wall spam. One just on an early peak. And, I mean, everything goes their way. It's very solid stuff from Detonate. They're looking like a team that's been putting a lot of work into this map, I think, early on here. See if they can keep it up.
Yeah, I mean, we've gotten notes and mentions that Detonate are a team that love the anti-strat. They love to go through the VODs and analyze and assess their opponent. And so, is it a surprise that they get these early starts against their opposition? We'll see how the Bad News Bears adjust. But for now, those are some nice... I feel like it's quite the read as well, knowing there's definitely some thoughts thrown in when a nade comes through Monster for that wood wall position. Like, there's definitely a bit of reads into the tendencies of these B&B players early, and it's got Detonate this nice lead for themselves.
I mean, on top of that, you saw in the early stages how they were able to get some of that water control. They split that up through connector and the short pipe. So not only that, they're spamming Shake straight down as soon as he tries to take a couple fights. And that might need to be something that Detonate have to rely on more towards the B side of things rather than A, because we know how effective Junior's going to be throughout the series with the AWP, and obviously walking into the A side versus players like Swisher and Junior is not something that teams are going to be too willing to do.
Right. We'll see for now, though. Junior's going to take a very deep angle in towards Monster. There's a triple nades that were just got thrown. Junior should be on high alert for a potential peek. Player could walk into his scope at a moment's notice. For now, though, he's going to take the aggressive line, and yet finally the kill arrives in the form of Delta 9. And look at this from Jake Zola. He's there. He's going to try and retrieve this gun. Swan takes a pot shot, but it's full monster control for B&B.
Yeah, they're taking that ground here, and they still have to walk back towards A as well. With that, all that information cleared out, you're going to see rotations arriving. Junior's going back towards the A side of things, and you still have Swisher posted up towards the long at the moment. So it's not going to be an easy crack open of the A bomb site. You look at this. Junior... Oh, no, that is the D go, rather. Junior's over towards jump up. They have 3 players here to meet this A-side defense.
Indeed, they do, but Swan will pick one of them. That's Spongy over peeking towards the bank. And he will fall. A 4-on-4. Aggressive line being held there by Junior. Confident. Takes the swing. Has a teammate close by to him, but that opportunity really needs to sing it. Misses the shot, and Sutter gets the double. Into the site they go. Swisher coming in from long, though, with a double himself. The bomb on the ground. A third, not going to happen. It comes from Sutter instead. And at least Sheikh Zula in a 1 versus 2. A recovered AK to his name. Has he been spotted yet?
I think he's heard those footsteps.
He's heard the footsteps. He knows where the bomb planted. He knows where this last player is, but Sutter swings in for the 4K. And Detonate have themselves 5 rounds.
That is incredible. I mean, the flashbangs to keep Junior totally obsolete right there. So good on the execution rate from Detonate. AWP and all the rifles being brought out. Even a secondary up for Spongy to be bringing out here. That could be an interesting sign here for the B-holds. But you can see the difficulties of walking through these players. But Detonate, they're still able to crack open Swisher. They're still able to crack open Junior. And that's a promising sign.
Taking a pot shot, though. There's still a buy-in for the Bad News Bears. Seeing where their successes are going to come on through. For now, Detonate, I'm liking the passive setup. See, every round for Detonate right now, I'm going to expect with some purpose, because Again, they're a team that love their anti-strat, and there's a reason that they pick one of their, statistically worst maps into a team like the Bad News Bears, where Overpass is a home turf for them.
Yeah, they have to have some good reads here. There's no question about it. They're looking to execute into the B side of things right now. It's a very strong defensive setup here with this early water presence from B-Wills.
It's a slow walkout monster, though. This could be deadly. The Molly, no smokes. They want to take the fights. Delta 9 isolating Junior towards a sandbag. There is a player in pit. That is likes of Shake Zola, and he lines up too. Oh yeah, Shake. Swan to swing in, taking pot shots, hoping to find something. Shake Zola does fall, but how will they get that bomb planted? 2 players in towards short. And the smoke's beginning to fade. Junior almost taking down Swan in the process. Silas is going to fall. And it seems like everything's fading for Detonate. Sutter, quite the light, though. Has burned bright, but not ready for short. And just leaves Swan 1v3, 13 HP. It finally falls flat for Detonate.
It's solid hold right there, delivered from B-Wills and Shake Zula. Shake Zula, though, a big worry there with that execution from Detonate was how fast they were going to be scaling through that monster pipe. But the fact that he finds 2 kills really nullifies that. Still going to have some good buys coming through here once again from the T side. They got a bit in reserves, AKs, every bit of utility you could ask for. Right now, we're seeing some heavy presence towards the A side of things. Of course, Junior taking some early peeks here. He's tried this once or twice. Oh my God, so close.
Oh, man. He sees a little balaclava pop up, but it just barely does not connect. Swisher.
Still so far forward. Look at this. He's got some backup here with the up, but now they kind of forced off further and further into that bomb site. Kind of a classic A-side setup.
Yeah, comfortable with him holding that line, though. Detonate make their way back in towards B short. For now, though, they're going to continually play the clock. They still have good utility reserves. I like it. They took good map control while maintaining the fact you have good utility, so they can put a potent execute here, but they do find B-Wills going for a jump spot, I believe, or a boost.
Yeah.
Boost, something along those lines. And that's going to cost you dearly when it comes to this bomb site. Take 2 people home, but Spongy on a secondary op will find 2. Looking for 3. Ghosty, though, with a nice headshot in return. Junior pushing the heaven smoke, though, and Shake Zola on the bomb site. Locked down yet again on this B site. Just spamming away. It's Swan once more. 1v3. No chance. 4-5.
Incredible hold right there. Spongy on the secondary. A lot of impact with the 2 kills he's able to gather. And I always question the secondary op positions towards B, but Spongy making it look very, very good with that hold after a rough giveaway. It's going to be a timeout being called out after a couple of rough rounds from Detonate. Their money's kind of been broke, but not the end of the world. They could still have a little bit. They could get a half bite if they wanted to. Wouldn't be the worst of decisions, and I like to see Detonate trying to keep the pressure on the Bad News Bears.
It's what they're looking for. Exert the pressure. Keep it going. They were able to do it, but they've been stuffed twice on the B site. And I feel like that just comes off the back of B&B not giving Detonate anything early. Right? Now, see, B&B shuffle up their setup and are Detonate out of their preparation is the question. So getting this round started as a half buy, Detonate will take a little bit of a wait. Should allow Bad News Bears to equalize. And then what next for Detonate? We know Delta 9 can have great times on this map, but that won't help when he's just been taken out trying to push through the monster smoke. And another kill comes through from Shake Zola. Smoke spam being Detonate's worst weakness, and Swisher perhaps another. This anti-eco just going to be swept aside, and we will have an equal game. Ooh, even a collateral lined up.
Oh, okay.
Always good for
Something
one is
to say
Silas.
about that one. Silas, good for one.
Okay, running forward with the D. If he gets another kill, I'll say it's a happy days. Spongy just going to come in with the USP, though, and finish that one off, recovers the op, and all's fine for Bad News Bears.
Very nice. A little bit of damage there, and That op wasn't retrieved here, so I mean that actually is
Oh, it
rather
was.
expensive.
No, it was. It was.
I thought that was spongy on the secondary.
Was it?
At one point there was 2 ops. There's no longer 2.
Okay. Maybe you're probably right in that regard. In any case, now Swisher as an M4, he's like the last bastion of M4A4 users out there, but he gets taken down immediately. Swan to the edge of the smoke, removes Swisher early. There still is Junior posted up from long, pushing in, and that's the bomb drop too. He's gonna keep his eyes on that. You want to face into me? Go for it. And now he'll drop his smoke, just making sure he can't get traded. Okay, Junior a little bit safer than I imagined. Detonate, though, accelerating to the bomb site. It's only B-Wills here. He'll fall back towards bank by time for a rotation or two. While Junior still out towards long. And, ooh, Ghosty lucky to hold on to his life. It's still a 4 versus 4.
Everyone's
they have
here,
the
though,
bomb
on the A
site.
side.
And they do have the bomb, but they're coming up long, and they've lost it too. And look at that from Spongy, cleaning up the bomb site. Delta 9 for a 1v3. He gets that first. Gets that bomb. Well, what more? Look at the mini-map as well. I love this from Bad News Bears. They're playing actively right now. They're trying to stop whatever Delta 9 is up to. What's going on here?
I think they thought they moved straight in towards B after finding that kill. With the bomb in the control and with both B-Wills and Spongy playing over in that A side of things, he thought that Delta 9 would have just chosen to go towards A, and I think that's exactly what's happening.
No, he's going to plant A, but he's going to be so absolutely paranoid. He's going to stick the plant. Oh, he's about to get hunted. Yeah, he's going to get taken down with a little bit of labor there from B-Wills, but he gets the job done. Those ops should be retrieved, and we should be in good stead. If you are the Bad News Bears, an excellent effort, though, from Detonate, at least considering the start. They got onto the bomb site, but at the end of the day, B&B just a bit better.
Yeah, and they grabbed the double op as well, able to pick up Swans, and now with that bomb plant and a lot of loss bonus, your money is going to be pretty consistently in a good position. The issue is you're starting to give Bad News Bears some confidence. They seem to be warming up into the server, and despite some of those 4v5 advantages, the pressure and spontaneousness of Bad News Bears just stack it over everyone quickly towards A after Junior spots that bomb and quickly making those rotations. It's going to be hard for Detonate to kind of read into.
Yeah, and again, I'll bring it up once more. It's right now, Detonate have to play outside of the book. They have to come up with new strategies outside of what their preparation told them.
Mm-hmm.
I do like this early move. Very silent walk out towards party. But if you're too dry without utility, Junior is here to capitalize, and he'll find that first kill. Nice refrag there from Siloso, completely ready for Swisher. But Junior, still live on the bomb site. Not feeling keen about giving his all to this one until his teammates arrive. Sheikh Sula is here.
Ready to go. Ready to make this A side defense happen. No commitment being made just yet. There's so much presence here from Bad News Bears, though, on this A bomb site.
Oh, Silas. Oh, just on the edge of the smoke. A player made his way out towards long. Detonate, though, are being really slow about this. They're making BNB feel antsy at the moment. Oh, and maybe for good reason. Delta 9. Oh, these footsteps are heard.
That's been heard.
That surely draws another rotation. Back towards A. Sheikh Sula. Oh, he's going to start the flank. Junior knows his execute is coming. He's blind. They're on the site. They've made their way over to truck, and they will be able to get that bomb planted, but there is a man already in the bathroom. Sheikh Sula gets that initial kill. Anything more, he's just going to stay in the backlines and be a headache for Detonate. That's all they need to do. Look how much attention he's drawing. Just his simple presence. 3 guns pointed in his direction, but he's just going to let them come towards him. He's just waiting for the re-aggression. Sheikh Zola with the 5-head maneuver. Still, though, the bomb has to be defused. There's still a round to be played here. 3 players on the bomb site. Who's going to start the defuse? It hasn't even been started yet. Silas gets another. Leaves Swan 1v1 now. And the defuse is still not coming through. B-Wills can't get that instant frag, and Detonate have found the round.
That's incredible from Swan right there to close that one out. Oh, I mean, I can't even believe the efforts that Shake went through as well to try and draw out all that attention. Even finds himself another kill on that flank. It's so good. It's so smart, but still the post plant positioning laid out there, set up from Swan to close that one out in such clean fashion. And Silas as well helping him. Is a brilliant recovery for Detonate. And that gives him a little bit of a lifeline back into this one. Of course, Junior going for the Fountain Peak like he so often does.
Yeah, you never want to challenge him on that line, though. So even if you're another op, or even if you're feeling confident, Junior seems another beast. For now, though, Detonate have found the equalizing factor. They got themselves on that A site, got that post plant going. What's the next thing to be had? Smoke spam from Monster. That's been pretty consistent for BNB, and it'll find success again. Still going up onto the site, though. Delta 9 leading the charge with a MAC-10, but B-Wills going for a spray down. Almost good for 2. Spongy from barrels, though. He's about to get knocked down. Perhaps. Never mind. Swisher helping. Swisher with 2 with just a dig. And Swan yet again on a B site. 1v3. The MP9 beats the AK. It's 7-6 BNB.
It's a big recovery right there. Swisher with 2 kills, just distracting them. And everyone stepping up to the plate for that defense. Very strong stuff from Bad News Bears. And it puts Detonate right back to a rough position on this T side here. In half-buy territory, they're going to invest a little bit. Hope for maybe a bomb play and a couple of kills. Other than that, they're really trying to save for this last round of the half at the moment. Again, Junior, classic Fountain Peak here. Actually just tosses a nade down range.
Just for now. That ain't our lethal Deeg team. You know that. But here, well, unfortunately, you're not looking in the right direction, are these Detonate players. It is a quick, easy 3-piece for Swisher. Going up to the final round of the half. Junior's going to cap it off. Nice anti-eco, and the resurgence is in from Bad News Bears. Right now, wherever Detonate go, they feel like they're swinging at air at times. Not ready for what's down the pipeline for the Bad News Bears. Initially, they had those early reads where they're able to take the early fights that they wanted to, but Bad News Bears are now elusive and slippery. You can't get that easy opening frag to grab onto, so it gives them a nice lead.
Again, more of this Fountain aggression here. Junior's just maintaining an entirety of the map pretty much by himself, despite how much flash presence is being thrown at him. He's still so confident, so comfortable in his abilities to go for peaks like that. Swan almost collects himself an opening frag there, but just missing the market. Oh, man. Some of the incredible damage right there done. I mean, Shake, he's so often spamming that wood wall. We've already seen him go down trying for the spam, but in this case, he's just able to deliver a ton of damage.
Sutter walking up. Yeah, spam battles on B short going very favorably in the way of the Bad News Bears. I remember Janji used to be a beast at doing that. I don't know how he would do it so often. Now he's leaving it to Shake to land, leaving it to Swisher. M4A4, the dream gun for the situation. The fast fire rate, insta headshots, gets it done. Flash in for short as well. Full control for Bad News Bears. They are cruising.
I love how they got him out of there. That flashbang for the retreat. No one there to punish his fall off, but the fact that they have that protocol set in stone is so good from Bad News Bears. He's able to escape with the 5v3 advantage that he's delivered on. And now, you just have to sit back on your sights. It's 25 seconds left, and there's no commitment being made from Detonate yet.
Yeah, they have one smoke to do it with, too, and Junior loves it when his vision isn't obscured. He can fire off 15 seconds. Yo, we need to get going, bros. You're going to have to sprint with bomb out, Silas. You're going to have to entry with the bomb, and, well, there's also Junior on the site still to contend with. 5 seconds. This round is over, folks. Swan can do what he can, but it is just stat padding. This half is over. It ends 9-6. Open prey. Let's get this second half on the road. Bad News Bears versus Detonate.
We'll see what they got in store for us here. This round's hard to read into, that's for sure. We'll see if Detonate have any tricks up their sleeve on the CT side. It's a double flash and kit setup here as the only bit of utility from Swan. And a 4-man B lean at the moment with information spotted from Sutter, just holding his position quite confidently. Eventually, he will have to fall off. I don't think he spotted out too much as well, as a majority of the presence here coming through connector. Looking for an A-side split, it seems.
This would be the right play. It's only one player here. It's Sutter. If he gets picked on this line, this could be really painful. He's been spotted out towards Divider as well. Sutter still gets a kill, though, from it. He gets a second. Huge scenes from Sutter, who's the lone player on this A site. He does crumple at the hands of Swisher, but still very respectable hold from Sutter. Making their way onto the bomb site, though. Delta 9 will have his opportunity. He's taken pot shots. Swisher has made his way up close, though. One bullet will do it on a Delta 9. Looking for the fight, too, on top of the dumpster. Yeah, that's probably how it should have went, but it's still a 2v4. Junior trying with the P250, runs out of bullets, runs out of gas, leaves Shake Zilla. 1v2, he's from Bank, though. He's from Bank. Oh, Shakes still hits the first, can't get the second. Oh, dear, Shake Zilla, that could have been it, and Swan.
Oh, here it is.
Oh, man.
Oh, get him. Get him.
Oh, the neighbors are hearing it right now. They're hearing this entire match go down.
Oh, there's no doubt there's some sound complaints going on over
at the Swan residence.
Yeah, no kidding. Make sure to rub that one in. Oh, that is too good. 1v1 victory right there. Now, it's still a bomb plant here. I imagine we're going to get a round by in this one. And yeah, Bad News Bears getting the full force here. When you kill 4 CT members and you get a bomb plant, you definitely have a better buy here. You can see so much rifles being brought out and 2 MP9s looking to be exploited. This is going to be a tough one for Detonate to hold on to, considering such a firepower advantage here for Bad News Bears.
Crazy to think that. Aggressive towards playground. Oh no, Delta 9. Ooh, oh yes, Delta 9. Wait, Swan just found 2. Oh, it's perfect for Delta 9. He gets the double kill too. And Detonate are looking to put it all together. There's 2 in from Spongy though. One more kill and he's on for this. One more kill and he's on for this. This is going to need to be a crazy headshot, though. And yeah, that isn't going to happen. Silas locks it in. And Detonate, very likely to get themselves a 3-0 start.
Yeah, very solid offense right there. But Swan, man, the impact that he had in his position right there. Finding 2 kills and just allowing for Delta 9 to do all the heavy lifting with the MP9 afterwards. When no one was expecting him to be that front and forward. That's brilliant from Detonate. Great setup. Great punishment of the force buy, and now they're going to get that 0-3 start unless they can do damage with the Deagle switch. Never count them out. Never count Swisher out with the Deagle.
Delta 9 is just full force. God. Unstoppable momentum, speed, and velocity. He's just going in.
I don't know if he knows that 2 have snuck by him, but I think he's a little bit aware now.
Yeah. And yeah, this is going to be the cleanup crew for Detonate. This is actually looking great. Like the rebound, getting this early start is good, and I have high hopes for their upcoming gun round. Just make sure you don't lose too many guns in the process. That is.
It's quite important. Heading back into these 2 rifles, though. Should be a complete shutdown.
Yeah, it should. There we go. We can relax now.
All is well. Here's the first gun round, though. Tests are being brought out. AWP immediately purchased for Junior. He's going to be bringing that weapon out. That could be a big deal here. So right now, Detonate, they do not have any op presence being brought out just yet. A bomb site, very tricky to hold with just the rifles. I want to see if they're going to go for more continued aggressive movements like they've done in the past. Right now, you're seeing 2 players in connector on the CT side. That could be quite a clash.
Boost up. See, everything here is with purpose for Detonate. They are playing this connector setup for a reason. Very slow play from Bad News Bears. See, this first gun round is about feeling out the defense. It's about finding out where these Detonate players are playing from. What's their initial setup here that they're trying to run with? What's their style of play?
Big gap towards long that eventually might start to stick in the back of the minds of Detonate, even if Bad News Bears don't abuse it. Once they know that A presence is there, they have to kind of think about that in the back of their mind. This is interesting, though. Swan spots ahead, able to do some damage, but he's missing some shots there. Eventually falls off of it. It's about even on the trades.
Look at this from Detonate. There's 4 players in connector. There's 1 at the back of it for BNB, though, with Swisher, of course. Good for 2. As always, 3 more on the way. It's Swan. He falls. But, oh my word, Swisher just unhinges it all.
There goes the setup. And there goes B-bomb site as well. My God. What a shutdown from Swisher. They got a lot of information off of that play, and it was that everyone was hovering around connector. Numbers advantage doesn't mean anything to Swisher. And it's going to leave Swan and Delta 9 off to save.
Oh, man, Swisher. I just got to... I mean, Delta 9, and rather Detonate, we're also confident in leaving long open. That's definitely a read in its own right. BNB seems so aware of that setup, though. They were all crouched forward, trying to make their way over towards the bathrooms area. They seemed aware that there's a connector setup in play. But Swisher, man. They come in through short, and they do not expect him at the back of connector, just waiting for a peek. And the fact that he gets a triple there is just unreal. It's BNB with double digits, and the money for Detonate, it is at least decent.
Yeah, they'll get another gun round in here. That's a good sign. All is well here to try and bounce back. But Bad News Bears completely swipe it away. That full gun round could be a worrying sign there. But how much can you rely on Swisher to just completely shut down a setup? That's not always going to be the case. Right now, we've got a heavy presence towards A once again. Swan feeling confident in his peaks here. Down middle, Fountain. Same style as Junior, but fast, long movement here. Much quicker than the last round. Just taking full map control. It's going to leave Silas head-to-head versus B-Wills right around this corner.
Yeah, this is a read from BNB. They saw 2 players in connector in the previous round. It's like, do they like playing long? Well, let's go ahead and find out.
Flash setup.
Oh, perfect. Silas blind. Yeah, he's a goner.
Wow.
He eats that flashbang.
Yeah, there's nothing you can do to react to that one. That's just a free kill right there. That might be the freest kill of the day so far. We'll crown that to B-Wills. We'll see if they can make anything more free. As everyone's rotated out towards this A side of things, it's a complete gamble stack from Detonate. And Presence is going back towards B for Bad News Bears.
Yeah, and they push back in towards bathrooms. And that's just where the Bad News Bears are waiting. Detonate, they claw for some information, and they meet the big bear. BNB. B-Wills. Oh, can't get the second, but that's all he needs. It's just more info going the way of the Bad News Bears. And I believe they spotted the player out towards Graffiti. Ghosty will fall. A 2v4. This is going to be a save. It is going to be Bad News Bears who make their way to 11.
Yeah, what a round for B-Wills as well. Finding that first kill was a big deal, obviously, off of the flashbang conversion. But the second, oh, wait, hold that thought. Swisher hanging around here to try and find those saving plays is going to grab himself an up. Try and take that out of the hands right there. He's gotten away with it as well. Throwing it on the shelf.
He can't get his gun again, though.
Oh, a worthy sacrifice, we'll say.
Oh, he's trying to... Sutter's trying to go back down towards connector to get the off.
Oh,
and there's
man.
the VM.
God, I love it. Now, the complete collapse of the economy here for Detonate. Here's a bit of a problem. No money at all to work with. It's going to be USPs, a little bit of utility being brought out to this. Just one smoke. That's all that Delta 9 has. And that smoke goes out towards Monster. In the meantime, though, a full A stack towards Long coming through.
USPs for everyone. I Detonate. And B-Wills. Oh, he's going to stir the hornet's nest. There's one. But there's another 4. Junior. Could he have the shooting gallery? Here we go. Let's see it. Another. Flicks high and takes one with a Glock. Style from Junior on the anti-eco. You just got to admire the beauty of the shots, not necessarily the impact of it. Quickly swept aside. It's 12-9 for BNB.
Yeah. Very clean so far. The T side's looking pretty comfortable with how they're able to find openers. A couple of those gun rounds just don't look to be too much of a challenge for Bad News Bears. A lot of it's been an issue over towards the A side of things. You haven't seen too many B side rushes, no early water control attempts to try and find opening duels. It's just been a lot of presence towards A. in the early stages of these rounds, and I'm wondering if that trend is going to continue. Very well could. They're working it so well. Swan's got his op back, and I think that we need to see a little more presence from him. He's got 20 kills. A lot of them, though, I will say, have been towards the tail end where he's kind of in 1vx situations that are unwinnable. And so more impact in the early stages, I think, is required at the moment for Swan.
Yeah, for now, he's been taking a lot more passive lines. Again, for the BNB side, they could just hold an angle, and if Swan takes a peek, he could just be immediately eliminated. So sometimes it's tough to find impact on the AWP when you don't exactly know where BNB are going to be every round. So when the the notes run out, the Swan run out of impact? That's the question. Again, another slow default towards BNB. Haven't quite made the control just yet. Now Shakezilla is going to show the presence towards the front bathroom side, and doing so has kept 3 players locked in, tied down.
Yeah, they've just spent out a rotator in Delta 9 away from the B-bomb site, and Bad News Bears just more with the good reads here, ready to execute in towards the B side of things, leaving only Sutter and Ghosty to mount any sort of defense.
A smoke will come in and a flash to follow. That does blind at the BNB players, but they're still going to push in anyways. Ghosty could go for 2. Has his teammate and Sutter right next to him, but he will fall, trying to fall back. And there we go. That's the critical factor. There's not 3 players on the B site, and so the site falls, and the rotators are getting picked off by Swisher. Swan with the refrag, making this one a 2v2. The impact is necessary from Swan. He's going to get flashed in, trying to peek out from short. Swanchy can't win the duel. It comes down to Junior for a clutch. His barrel's been spotted, though, and Delta 9's going to wallbang him out. He had the gun. He had the AWP on the back of his shoulders.
Oh.
On his back, and Swan saw that poke out through the smoke, calls in the spam, and it works out perfectly. Detonate with the retake and the round.
It's a massive 2v3 picked up right there from Swan and Delta 9. As soon as Bad News Bears have such a hard read on the situation, it's still a struggle to convert with some of the execution. Delta 9 finding that kill in towards Pit. Spongy, bit of a whiff there, and that's just a brilliant conversion Delta 9 needed to get themselves back into this one. Gives them a bit of a lifeline in this matchup as an entirety. And again, we talk about the comeback potential on the CT side for this Detonate roster, although that is not the start you're hoping for. I think they went for the 5-man boost.
Oh, they definitely did. I see
Swan. I see
Ghosty gone in.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
In water. Oh, no.
Man.
Swisher. It's picked off by Silas as well. 4v4. At least answered back. Slow creep up, though, towards the short side of A. Silas will retreat.
Bit of a collapsing connector, it seems, here. And, oh, Junior gets another. Continuing to find opening dual success here. And right around the corner lies Swan, where in this position you can't fall off too easily. Junior turns the corner. I have an angle advantage on him, though, here, Swan. Depends on how fast he is.
Yeah, he doesn't see anyone walking up bathrooms, but he has to be worried about long, and so he has to call a second teammate over. So that leaves Silas from heaven to try and control the entire B site. He's actually to come back up towards A at the worst possible time, because BNB will make their move. They'll delay it a little bit. They're going to wait for the flash out for Monster instead. This is going to be a save for Detonate no matter how this round goes. It would take, I don't know, a complete internet outage at the BNB house, if they had one, for them to, for this round to go Detonate's way. It's going to be 13.
Nicely done. Great openers. I mean, obviously the boost to manufacture that first one is massive, but then Junior finding even more impact as he's kind of hunting things down. He's trying to take duels with the AWP in the early stages of rounds so often, and it has been a lifeline. I mean, not only in this matchup, it's been like a core staple of Bad News Bears as a whole, as their roster. So, continue to impress is Junior, and this round is no different.
Yeah, it's just a patience play from Bad News Bears. It's consistently paid them frags as well. That doesn't connect for Swan. It lands a tag, but it's no frag, and that doesn't matter at the end of the day. But the patience play from BNB has worked out. We've seen B-Wills get picks out towards bathrooms, just waiting in a mid-round. as Detonate try to get some information for themselves. And then that round in particular, Detonate overextends yet again right into Junior's scope, and Junior rarely misses those. And so Bad News Bears, then instead of Detonate getting information, Bad News Bears are just working man advantages.
Another timeout being called as well here out for the side. I'd have to imagine of Detonate trying to figure out what exactly they want to do to try and find some recovery. Not too many CT side gun rounds have gone their way. And again, I think they need a little more early presence coming through from Swan. I know I've said that before, but you have to have your proactive in map control. Otherwise, you're going to need rotators over in that A bomb site. And we've seen a kind of a consistent problem. That B side becomes weak. It only leaves 2 players up to the defense in certain times. And it definitely comes back to bite them at the end of the day, Detonate.
Yeah, they need to find a better mid-round solution than getting players in. They need to start making assumptions or trying to play some misdirection, and maybe getting this early fight could be a satisfying factor, because Silas is the man to do it. He even gets away. That's what Detonate's more like with these insane riflers that they have at their disposal. Bad News Bears trying to reroute towards short, but this is a 3v5 right from the rip.
My God. That is lights out from Silas. Does leave this B site a bit lacking, but the rotations are arriving in time. Swisher going to be the entry man here.
He needs a snappy headshot, and immediately. He's able to walk out onto the bomb site, though. He should be ready for this Heaven player, though. Oh, Swan doesn't connect it, though. Swisher, he's live, he's active. He's just being such a nuisance, a presence. He's keeping 4 players on the B site right now, which is just something unreal. Swan will spot him over the top of the smoke. Swisher trying to take the fight and get a frag, but no dice, and I think this is basically spells the end of the round for BNB.
If you're Spongy and Shake, you're just looking to do some damage on your way out here, pretty much. You do have bomb, luckily enough, in your control. But no smoke. That's the big deal here. There's no real chance at a plant without that. Last being set up to allow for the entries here, but they're playing so passive. All they have to do is wait things out.
Now just go see inside at the pit. That bomb actually will get planted, and Shake Zola has the cover. This is interesting for Shake, but a 1v4. Yeah, he doesn't believe in himself, unfortunately. And this one's going to be finished. The defuse is going to come on through, and I think the neighbors are going to hear a little bit more of this Shake Zola and Swan rivalry, as Detonate will get themselves at least 11.
Yeah, don't mind that call at all. Walk away with the AWP. That's a lot of extra money saved out. You get to have your loss bonus as well. I mean, it's really best case scenario in the 1v4. If it was Junior, maybe I'd like to have him hang around and see what he can do, but Shake's a little different story there. Not necessarily the primary opera at all. So the thing is about this one, Swan has himself an op and 3 AKs to back this one up. We've already seen what Silas can do with the AK, but now Sutter and Delta 9, they both have those rifles as well on the CT side. This shows signs of a little bit of a fight back from Detonate.
Definitely still some opportunities. They've given themselves a chance. I like this setup. They have Silas playing anti-flash and Swan holding the deep angle. Question is if Bad News Bears will test that setup.
Oh, Spongy spotted him.
Ooh, on this end of things, yeah, Spongy still being a nuisance. Oh, but look at that from Silas. Peeks in, and again, gets all that info and a frag. I mean, it's a 4-on-4, but Detonate can now push off the back of it. They're doubling up into short. Swisher, though. Oh, he can't save his teammate. Spongy gets double swung on. And
are they going to boost?
They're going to boost.
Oh, no.
Or not. Never mind. They're not. They're going to play this little short setup here. Tough nut to crack, to say the least.
Yeah, it's not going to be easy. Ghosty's so primed in position to cover the backside there, and all Sutter has to do is hang around and watch that short pipe. They're going ahead in this direction, it seems, though, because this bomb is looking to make its way through short pipe.
Trying to make a play, flashing out through connector, but the team flash costs B-Wills his life. The double up from Ghosty and Junior. Not gonna happen. Detonate are keeping it close.
One off the Tide scoreline right now, and well, luckily enough, money's still not too bad of a situation from Bad News Bears, but the decisiveness. Here's a whole nother Detonate that we haven't seen in the early stages of this game. We're seeing a lot more proactivity from this roster, some early water control being taken from the riflers, some early long fights being taken as well over on the other side of things, and so this proactivity has been helping them a lot with map control and information. Swan even trying to throw his name in the mix there with an early pick, doesn't connect.
So with that presence found, again, BMP, this time around, they're going to work their map control. They're going to put pressure towards the A site and immediately turn it right back into a B hit. We got 5 players about to be coming through a monster tunnel. Jump spot comes through. Smoke thrown in. Swisher on entry duty with that Deeg. Sutter spins. And Ghosty gets a second. And the USP shots through the smoke to finish the job. Shake Zola committing to the spray, but it's not enough. It's Junior once again, 1v4. And he has a minute to try and decipher this one.
Ooh, oh, that's his chance to at least find something. Now all it's done is spotted him out here. They're going proactively double swing coming through, though. And if he didn't miss the first shot, you wouldn't have been able to connect the second right there. That's 13s. And not only that, but money is collapsing here. Detonate, they could take back the lead in the most important time.
This could be it for Detonate. Their money is also pretty solid themselves. For BNB, it's going to have to be the half buy. And Detonate are finding themselves the lockdown rounds. B site, no chance to get through that one. Detonate found the formula. Now coming up towards connector, though. This is going to be the big test for Silas. Walking away. The flashbang is good. Silas doubles up and has Swan for support. Excellent hold from Silas. He's been doing it all for Detonate, getting them the man advantages, the info. He has been the Swiss Army knife. Just leaving Shake Zola 1v4. And that's that. It is Detonate with a lead with 3 rounds to go.
Wow, look at that. Detonate. They're closing the distance right now in their map pick overpass. The adjustments, their CT sides, it looks locked down. And they're able to adjust. I mean, off of timeouts as well that we've seen, Detonate are looking primed to close this one out. AWP in Junior's hand was once again, that could be a problem factor, but it has only been Junior able to manufacture a lot of these opening rounds after we've seen Detonate pull out the adjustments. It's hard to react to for Bad News Bears.
Oh, man. Spongy will finally make his move. This time around, Bad News Bears, they'll exercise control of short. They're going to try and push back Detonate, but I think Silas is trapped right now. Inside a connector, he is locked in. He's going to need a frag to get his way out. So far, he's going to play it slow. There's a player walking up on him in connector. That's Swisher. This duel means everything for Detonate, and all the spray is in for Swisher. Silas can't be dependable for so many times. Eventually, he'll crack. And there's a player up close. Swan's gonna pay. 3v5. Delta 9 falls. And now it's Bad News Bears' turn to storm through a round. Detonate must save.
Right back up to 14s here. Tied up. All 30 required for this matchup. Incredible stuff. Swisher finding that first opener, and Shake was so well positioned to find the others. Save being called out here. Ghosty and Swan, they both have a lot in reserves. Delta 9 a bit in reserves. We got to crack through this economy, though, pretty quickly, having to buy up teammates. It's a good thing that they're saving these rifles. They definitely want to walk away with this, and they'll walk away with a little bit more.
Yes, I guess some damage on the back end of things. It's not super significant, at least. Swisher will get himself an AK in the next round, so no big deal. But we're going to go to all 30 rounds here in regulation. Detonate, though, have still given themselves chances. Yeah, Ghosty on 10 grand, Swan about around that range. Everyone will have guns for Detonate, and they might even have themselves a cushion if they lose the round, but they want to win it. I think they still have opportunities. It's just, it is centered around Silas on that A site.
Really is. He's been doing so much 18 and 21 is a big turnaround. I mean, his first half not as impactful, but his second half he showed up in such a big way to just find constant openers, constant info plays in situations where you should only walk away with a one and done. He's just walking away with multiples and still alive. So much impact from him in the second half. He's the reason Detonate, at least the partial reason that they are at this position. Need to see more out of him to try and close this one out, though, because they haven't hit that 15 or 16 mark just yet.
Still got to hit one of the two. Just who's going to take it? The winner of this round guarantees themselves. Oh, that was so close. Hold on. I had to hold my thought there for a moment. Hold your breath. That should have been the opener for BNB. But instead, it's now full short control. Oh, but there's the opener. It does find its way through. Junior beats Swan in the op duel.
Man, and I wonder if they even wanted to take that sort of aggressive approach towards water because of that boost being spotted out early, and it gets punished still. Brilliant adjustment from Junior, and a big 4v5 to deliver. There's a heavy presence towards B right now, and a fast scaling with bomb towards long as well. They need to be ready for this, and I don't know if Detonate is.
It's Silas. To pull up another multi-kill to keep Detonate in this map, to give them a chance to bring us to a decider, give them a chance in the series. And I'm surprised Detonate is still having 3 players on the B lead. They are entrusting Silas with this whole bomb site. And he needs to do a hell of a lot. Playing from the back of dice. Still giving himself chances. Oh, but he turns around and the long player takes him down. He doesn't even put up a fight because he can't. A 3v5 and Detonate will save. It is BNB with map point.
Man, what a nice attempt right there. Just nothing Silas could do when they're all closing in on you. And honestly, I will say, Bad News Bears on the execution, they timed it to perfection. That long presence coming through just in time. As soon as that scale up in towards sight comes through, and there's just such a lethal multiple positions that Silas couldn't crack open.
Yeah, I mean, just how anticlimactic, though. The fact he doesn't even get to shoot back at the players. We've seen how good he is on these multi-kill when he's put into near impossible positions to come out with huge loads of impact frags. But it's anticlimactic, and Bad News Bears, they just walk through and take a 15th.
Yeah, I mean, again, he's in that position. You almost expect him to thrive in it with how well he's been doing in this half. But right there, he just doesn't get a chance. And now it's the last chance for Detonate. Got to win this round. Otherwise, Bad News Bears walking away. No matter how close you take it, going to be a crushing defeat with the comeback you're able to put forward. But crumbling towards the end is the way you want to go out. We'll see if they're able to take things into overtime here. Fast water presence, but Junior's holding this line again.
Cannot risk that. They're going to jump right above it, though. Junior does not spot that. Will Swisher be ready for it when he makes the play out connector? If he makes the play out connector. Not going to happen just yet. He hasn't made a peep, keep in mind. So, Detonate, there's still question marks for them.
They're going to walk out Monster right now, though. Look at this. This movement out of Monster coming through. You see a fast scaling from Sheikh Zula right now. He's going to be quickly moving in towards this B bomb site, and no one's going to be there to meet it.
They'll stroll into the bomb site, but it comes down to these short players. Can they take down this presence? Swisher spots him out. Swisher knows now, and Bad News Bears are going to be hyper aware, but that's a huge kill from Ghosty. Picking off one part of the execute, but it will come down to a bomb plant. They will get this plant down. They are still paranoid of short. They're waiting for an overpeak from Detonate. And in the meantime, I don't think Detonate even realized that Bad News Bears are on the B site right now, planting the bomb.
Gonna get planted for graffiti as well. Junior punches in those numbers right now. They have a lurk over in B-Wills in towards connector still. There's fast flakes coming through from Monster as well, but it's being held. Wait.
Junior's op is going to be everything here. Swan is posted up from heaven, but Junior's going to be responsible for covering the flank, and he gets the first kill. It's a headshot. Gotta be ready for that second, though. Ghosty swinging wide to stop the dreams of Detonate before they can even start. Junior That's the second Shake Zilla from Graffiti. He comes in from behind. It leaves Ghosty 1v2, and he gets picked off from the short side. It ends 16-14. Detonate gave themselves chances, but at the end of the day, the favorites come through with their map.
What an incredible read from Bad News Bears in the 30th round as well. Walkout monster with only one flash and one molly. Just working that defensive position to perfection right there, and the comfort that they had, the patience and composure in that 4v5. Once Swisher goes down, that round could have gone wrong quickly, but everyone was so calm in how they played that. And, you know, a great effort put up from Detonate, but couldn't quite finish the job.
Yeah, tough luck there for B&B. It's a bit rough when it comes down to it. All things considered, you had yourself great chances. Silas was giving it to you, but just at the very end, the timings, the maneuvering from Bad News Bears finally found their rhythm, and they finally got past it.
Yeah, that's exactly right. The incredible matchup. We have more incredible matchups coming underway here shortly. Make sure you stay tuned. We got map number 2 over on Dust coming right after this break.
It's kind of like 1 minute you're a sales rep, next minute you're a soldier. My name is Diva Williams. I'm a sales rep at an Xfinity store in Tacoma, Washington. I'm currently activated to help out with COVID-19. My unit was activated to come out and work at all the food banks. Comcast has been beyond supportive. As soon as I got my orders, they said, tomorrow you're a soldier, and those duties come first. It's really important that we get to see the change that we're making in our communities.
Cheaters ruining your plays?
I have eyes on the enemy.
Bad servers stopping your shots? What you need is ESEA. Advanced anti-cheat to stop cheaters. And the best servers around, all with 128 tick rate. ESEA, the best way to play CSGO.
welcome back, folks. Frag Online, Road to Winter Champs, ESEA Cash Cup quarterfinals. Bad News Bears versus Detonate, and I appreciate the confidence from Detonate for picking Overpass into the Bad News Bears, but unfortunately it doesn't pay off, and now they have to go to Dust 2.
Yeah, they got to go to Dust 2, and it's going to be a tough task for them. That's for sure. Bad News Bears, that's their home map. That's where they probably shine the best on with some of their rifler roles, and it looked very good on that map as well. But before we ever talk more about what Dust 2 is going to look like, I wanted to give a quick shout out over to Mavix Gaming Chairs. You can experience the exclusive gaming chairs of nerdstreet gamers and local host, and all Mavix Gaming Chairs. They feature the future 9 functions of critical ergonomics to support gamers everywhere. I imagine Swisher has a whole lot of that critical or future 9 functions of critical ergonomics, because he is doing a lot of supporting for Bad News Bears. But you can get yours for as little as $24.69 a month. You can use code NSG55 to shop and save $55 off your order. And if you're looking for an easy link there, you can go over to mavix.com/nerdstreetgamers to find all of that. Make sure you go and get maybe a loved one a nice new chair, something along those lines, because Christmas coming around the corner there. Save $55 off your order. Can't recommend it enough. Got one right behind me, sitting on it right now. And for these broadcast days, it's perfect. Nice and comfortable. But with all that being said, we're heading into Dust 2 here, and it makes for an exciting map too. I always like to see Bad News Bears play this one.
Yeah, I think it really leverages the explosive individuals that they do have online. Junior, this is a favorite map for him. He can run around and find frags all across the map. So this is Junior's playground. This is, I think, where Swisher finds a lot of success towards long. B-Wills is a classic on this one. I feel like this is a Bad News Bears classic. They're really starting to warm up into it as Jonji makes his way out the lineup, and B-Wills is kind of weaseling his way in. This has become the Bad News Bears map. It's looked good for them through and through, and now versus Detonate. Again, I appreciate the confidence of picking Overpass instead of something they're usually normally expected to be on, like a Nuke or an Inferno. It almost worked. It came so close to working. Just that final little individual effort just couldn't come through, and the Bad News Bears close it down. So Dust 2 looks scary.
Yeah, no, I was surprised to not see the prioritization of, say, like a Mirage or a Nuke, like you had said. And, bold strategy, Detonate, it came close. Just didn't have enough in the tank to close that one out. It seemed like they kind of ran out of steam. They had some very impressive movements from both Shake and the calling role, with some of the crazy calls that he made to close that series out, or rather map out. And then on top of that, Jonji with some really critical rounds as well, to try and find the finishing blow. And some of that is just comes down to Junior. My apologies. Junior had some very incredible rounds to try and close things out. And, that kind of shows that there is a difference. No matter how good Silas is doing in his rifling roles, no matter how much impact he has, there's so much firepower throughout Bad News Bears, so much brain power as well, that it's going to be difficult to close.
Yeah, I think Junior was doing an excellent job on the op. I think towards the end of it there, Bad News Bears were kind of able to start punishing the aggression coming in from Detonate, and really starting to feel out the setups. Like, even without really seeing a player, they were able to just kind of sense, okay, they're not really fighting for this part of the map, then maybe they have that full water control. We saw a couple walks out monster. They found the rhythm, and now they're going into Dust 2, a map that Detonate are not necessarily really comfortable on. Bad News Bears are, and on a map that really lends itself to the individual focus, and people ask, why is Dust 2 an individually focused map? It's because everyone understands the tactics. There's no incredible newfound execute you're going to come through. Generally speaking, you will know what's possible for the T side to do, and it comes down to the execution of your execute. If you can get the entry kill, or if the site defender can hold, that's what you're working with on a map like Dust 2.
Yeah, I mean, it's very, very firepower focused here on a map like Dust 2, like you said. There's not much new things that you can come across, and we've already seen teams utilize their firepower to the full effect. If you think about that Stealth Esports matchup versus, I believe it was, who did we cast yesterday? Stealth versus,
We cast
to recall. It was Big Chillin' at the time. Yeah. And, Big Chillin', not necessarily a leaps and bounds ahead of Stealth Esports. We saw a lot of strong executions out of them. But some of the firepower differences, Retina shining really bright there, allowed for a Super Ashi as well. It allowed for an excellent closer of that Dust 2 series, and it looked almost easy for them in that second map as well.
Yeah, I think that just kind of shows what we're working with on Dust 2, and we know what the firepower of the Bad News Bears are. We saw some just absolutely ludicrous stuff from Swisher come out on the CT side, especially. He was walking down connector, peeking into 2 people, and he sprayed both of them down. There's Bad News Bears are ludicrously stacked with firepower, and not to say anything against Detonate on that other end as well, because they have some great riflers, but I think it's marred with a bit of inconsistency in the mix. We saw some good moments from Silas, but when it mattered, when it was coming down that final stretch of 3 rounds, he just went down. He got caught looking the wrong way, didn't put himself into the position to succeed. It does come down to the Bad News Bears outmaneuvering the CT side at certain points, but sometimes there wasn't a massive individual effort to push you to at least guarantee an overtime, to give yourself some breathing space. At the end of the day, they ran out of steam, and now with Dust 2, they're going to need a massive individual effort. But we've seen a couple of them. I know we've had experience watching Delta9 have his pop-offs, and Swan can have his. These are still a capable group of players.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. I have full faith that we can do some damage from Detonate. The issue is that I haven't been convinced yet that they're actually able to, take convincing maps, and that kind of leads me to believe that, despite what could be a great fight coming through, that Detonate, they're going to need to have a crazy run of events here to try and pull this one off. It's not going to be an easy closer whatsoever if you consider the fact that we're dealing with the Bad News Bears roster, like you mentioned, with so much firepower. We're heading into this map here of Dust 2, and Detonate, I liked what I saw from Swan. He was showing some good signs, but a lot of those kills weren't necessarily the full impact force. I want to see him opening up rounds in a similar fashion to what Junior was doing, in rather consistent fashion as well. And that could be the game changer there, especially on a map like Dust 2, but will we see that maybe from the supporting staff as well, and the riflers that surround him? That's the question to be asked. We should be getting into this Dust 2 match soon.
We should be as well. We do have most of the players who are readied up. It gives us some time to just break down some of the stats. We did have Junior topping the impact charts again. The amount of opening kills the guy was finding was out the roof for the moment. I mean, he was able to beat Swan in a number of op duels. I remember out specifically when Detonate went for hard short aggression, just fully committing to it. Junior was there just waiting and clicked out Swan and immediately just set the round into a 4v5. He was starting to really set the tempo on the T side offing, which is rare to even think. CT side, he had some great holds too. Can't let that down. It's actually Sheikh Zola on the T side who was finding the most impact in the regard. He was closing out a good chunk of those rounds, and so you can see the IGL. Honestly, now that I'm like thinking about this, it's since the John G's kind of moved out, I've seen Sheikh Zola, like the firepower level that he's been showing is increased by quite a long shot.
Yeah, I mean, I'd have to imagine that's partially due to the amount of resources that John G did require. You think about how much aggressive plays that he wanted to make on an individual level, not having to necessarily deal with it. What is it the right word? Not having to support him in that way, throw the flashbang, say, and utilize, himself as, maybe a pawn in John G's movements. But I think that is a little bit of a burden off their shoulder. I think that's something that Bad News Bears for quite some time have probably struggled with in a lot of their rounds, and especially with Sheikh Zola introducing into the Bad News Bears IGL role, is because there's no secret about it. John G required a lot of resources, and once that player doesn't necessarily have to be the center of attention, you have maybe a more opportunity to free up your mind on shooting people back. That's always a nice thing for IGLs to have.
Let's get it started here. Welcome to Dust 2, ladies and gentlemen. The pick of the Bad News Bears. And already raring to go in the pistol round. Already up towards long. That's a nice shot from Ghosty. Anything more? Oh, yes, 2. Immediately ring out from the Detonate side. But the Bad News Bears will have this A-bomb site. They will at least have themselves the post plant. And here comes the firepower element. Can Bad News Bears dig themselves out of this man disadvantage?
See if they can. They've got a P250 looking to take those long-range duels. Junior's already hit one shot, but they're ready and made catwalk presence combined with long. It's going to be really hard to crack open.
Yeah, Sutter, though, finds that initial one from the long side, and Swan was able to swing in, take down Sheikh Zola Jr. trying, but no. The headshots come out from Detonate and Delta 9, and that will be that. It is a pistol round for Detonate side.
Yeah, that's incredible stuff as well from Ghosty. To crack open 2 players with 2 bullets on that hold. Very, very strong stuff from him. Standing tall and delivering. Bomb plant again, though. We so often see these forced by coming through from Bad News Bears in the second round. No surprise at all that we're seeing this one rolling off. Even an AK bot up from Junior tossed over to what I imagine is going to be Swisher, and that's the case.
All right, Swisher on an AK, and Junior with the scout, basically an off in his hands. We'll just give it to him like that. Right now, going for a battle for long here. Our Detonate, though, they're taking some flak, taking some fire, but eventually they're able to isolate both kills. Nice awareness from Ghosty, and as the flashes fade, the utility runs out. It is a shooting gallery for the Detonate side. Wait, hold on, 2 back in from Junior. He'll get his hands on an AK, and does have the bomb in his possession. He's about to get swung on by 2 players. Gets a third. Sutter with the trade. If Junior was Swisher in that situation, maybe he can clutch that one up. But it's a 2-0 start. The Opper, not with the same precision as always, and Detonate, off to the right foot.
Yeah, very strong stuff right there. They almost won that one in flawless fashion if it wasn't for Junior shutting them down and delivering 3 kills on the tail end there. That's a lot of damage. Chip off the shoulders here. It's going to net a little bit of investment to touchdown grenade, though, towards the top of mid, and the spam's icing on the cake for the kill.
Going as per usual for Detonate. They do throw in a couple flashbangs for BNB, putting pressure on that defense. Swisher will be able to make his way up the catwalk, though. This is actually fairly oddly interesting right now. They can walk up Cat for free. Silas will start to get his eyes on this position, and now they make their move, but I don't think he can do anything to stop the plant.
Oof. I mean, that's a big victory right there for Bad News Bears. That's going to mean a comfortable op in the hands of Junior in the next round. We'll see what else they can find any damage.
Okay.
All dropping CT. It's a raining of Bad News Bears players, and it works to perfection. 2 kills delivered, but it's just Swisher. In reality, might strike here. Yeah, the MP9's chasing him down. But great damage.
What? I mean, I'll take that any day of the week, but what on earth? Okay. I'm liking the style. And I definitely, that is a loud play to be making for BNB. Oh, yeah. I enjoy that. Bomb playing in 2. Money's great. It's Detonate 3-0, though.
Yeah, that's a big deal right there. They grab the round nonetheless. 3-0 start here, but damage to the economy is key. Running a couple kills with just kind of a Glock utility eco is a big deal there for Bad News Bears. Again, like I mentioned, it's a comfortable op for Junior. Not only that, full set of utility for him as well, so you can tell what the sort of money they're dealing with right now. Looking to take this fight. Is this going to be a boost? A little bit of a late boost, in fact.
Oh, it almost works.
Ready.
It's tagged through the wall. For Swan, it doesn't connect, though. It doesn't, it doesn't connect for a frag, rather. For Junior, it was looking like it could have been an insane flick, but not to be.
I mean, as long as Junior's still walking, he's still going to be a threat, but a nice little calming of that threat right there delivered. 3 players stacked over towards A right now. Good positions to the long collapse, but they're not ready for it.
Ooh, they might not be ready for it, but the re-flash in. The re-aggression comes through. Swisher the first to fall. Junior, though, picking up Swan. Silas in the pit. He falls. Ghosty, now trapped, now burning, down to 28. Shake Zilla on 2 points of health, still ready and rare to go, but he needs to get away from that molly, or else he will burn. And in the meantime, Sutter's found Spongy. Sutter's found a second from the car position, keeping Ghosty alive on 1 point of health. If they throw a smoke in his direction, he might blow up to it. But they've taken down Ghosty. Finally eliminated. Thorn in the side removed. Delta 9. Yeah, he's on the flank. And he's just going to play this rat corner. Bad News Bears, though.
A molly for car, though, right now. It's going to force Sutter out. Oh, not deep enough.
Playing behind the car, though. He's going to go down. I'm saying this. I was about to say it. Oh, wait, hold on. But I can't speak no more. There's Delta 9 coming in from a flank. And he's cut Junior off. He's cut Junior off. He needs to run to the bomb site.
15
seconds.
Got time.
He's sprinting. He's sprinting for it. Delta 9, though. Now he'll make his move, but Junior's already made his way to the bomb site, punching in the digits. But it only takes 1 bullet from Delta 9 and 1 bullet from Junior. Does Junior know?
I think he's
Delta 9 knows. And he gets the headshot, no less. It is 4-0 for Detonate.
What a round right there. Delta 9, the savior of the day. Big round coming through from Detonate, and man, Junior was fighting tooth and nail for that one. So very hungry to try and close that one out. So many incredible shots when he's only on 1 HP. But a great long setup right there is what nets, or rather Bad News Bears, a lot of that success. Detonate, they almost struggled to close that one out, but despite the fast long setup that they had going on, really good stuff shown out. Both sides, and Detonate, they continue to impress on Dust 2.
Now, these long battles have been very favorable for the Detonate side. That's a 1v2 for Delta 9. Coming in on the flank. Being a headache. It's a 4-0 start. When's the resurgence going to come? Will it just be non-stop Detonate success? It has to end somewhere, surely. Another long battle, this time later than usual, but there's still going to be 3 players to duel out. They're flashing in for the peak, and it's a triple kill from Silas! All of them lined right up for him in a queue to get taken down. A 2v4. And Detonate just have everything for themselves, don't they?
Yeah, they push through upper tons. They're flanking in towards T-spawn where you buy guns. Coming through from Delta 9. That is incredible. They've got this round in the palm of their hands. All they have to do is execute. And interestingly enough, there's a bit of a gap now in towards the B side of things. If they're quick about it, they could exploit that. But they're going up Catwalk right now. That's the wrong move.
They need a quick scope and a half. A no scope attempted. He
Oh.
finds the kill in a stutter, though.
Oh, he
This
just spotted
gets
the suicide
interesting.
player.
This gets super interesting. But they're going to be slow in towards the upper dark tunnels, and they don't realize that Delta 9 is in T-spawn right now. He's cutting all of this off. He's midair. He still gets a kill. Spongey's down. Junior, though, he does get another. He knows where this player is in Delta 9. Junior gonna make the cross. He's
Swan's
gonna
watching
make
with
his
an
way
op.
into the B side. There's this cross being held, though, by Swan. No tag, though, and Junior's up for a clutch. They're gonna jump fast on him, though. They're not gonna let him reposition. He's gonna have to frag out, and he gets another for the ace. Cannot find it, though. Delta 9 will deny. Oh, my word, Junior almost had it, though.
Oh, Delta 9 plays spoiler again for the clutch potential. My God, 5-0 start. But man, these rounds are coming down to the wire. Junior's almost pulling off the impossible time and time again. With that bomb plant means more rifles, though, being brought out here from Bad News Bears. The issue is they're not winning any rounds. They can get all the bomb plants you want. But you got to get on the board here soon.
Oh, man. 5-zip. Still bomb plants coming through again and again. And still some buy rounds. Right now. Slow tunnels controlled. Flashbang thrown in. They're ready for that cat aggression, are the Bad News Bears. Swan will be able to escape with his head. A reboost in. Oh, man. He takes another shot. No good. From Swan. At the end of the day, it's still a 5v5, but BNB pressure, more than just pressure and execute. For mid to B, they're going for it. Sutter has Delta 9 right behind him. They are fully, heavily stacked against this play. 3 players trying to spam through, but Shake Zula's, and everyone's gonna pop out. Everyone had to reload there, and that's when the Bad News Spare strikes.
Oh, man, they really committed to that spam through the smoke, and you're exactly right. The reloads had to come off. There is a quick rotate, but Swan's with the op. And you don't want to be that first man trying to be the hero with an AWP. You need a rifle if you want to be that sort of player. You've got to wait for his teammate to come in line. Ghosty rotating in through mid. They're very committed to this retake, but now I see Ghosty turn around, and maybe I'm thinking to myself, they're less committed as time goes on. He does commit to the tunnels, though. The issue is, B-Will's going to sideline him here.
Surely, if he keeps pushing, he should go down to the hands of B-Wills. I don't think it's going to happen. He's going to try and contain. And this will be the first for the Bad News Bears. Junior making his way towards T-spawn. So he's going to try and hunt. And, swish. Oh, whoa, wait, look, I just saw that from Swan. He threw a molly into the corner. And, oh, and that's the op gone, too. There's a cost for that round. Excellent exits there from Detonate.
Oh my God. Look at that as well. I'm pretty sure that Ghosty could have been spotted by the teammate right around the corner. I'm not sure if that's my x-ray vision or what. It seemed like there was someone aware
You're
of
just
that
not aware.
flank. Yeah, didn't expect that one. Can't blame him. There's a scout now only for Junior and a fast lower dart push coming through from Sutter. We'll see if he gets cleared. MP9's a nice gun to have this close range, and the support from Catwalk is well coming through.
Honestly, better than an M4 at this range. A dink and a body shot. Do the same. Ooh, he fires off, though. Oh, no. He should be a dead man. He'll drop a smoke to try and preserve his life, but now mollied out of position, forced out in the open. He escapes. What a man. Flashback in towards Longo. Ghosty playing the corner. The bait and switch from Pitt. Gets cleared, but he still gets the frag anyways. And a second headshot for Ghosty. B-Wills, though, has to reply. The individual effort from B-Wills to reel this round back in.
And there goes that MP9 on the ground there. Tries to reaggress towards middle, expecting more presence to be tossed out towards long. Little does he know there's two players in lower dark ready for him. Splits this defense up 1-1 Swan. Delta 9 unsure of where they want to head. Hinge smoke going on. Uh-oh. Oh, shake. Oh, no.
Uh-oh. Now walking right into the B site, though, for BNB. B-Wills can get that bomb down. There will be the cover, the molly, the smoke. All that. Delta 9, though. Oh, he's going to push. He's pushing into the site, but no one's giving him the fight early. B-Wills will go down, at least Spongy. 1v2,
Ooh.
and he gets the double dink, the headshot, and the clutch. 2 rounds for the BNB side.
That is incredible right there. Good lockdown coming through from Spongy. He is that anchor man, so I'm sure he's comfortable with those angles. And you can see it right there. Able to isolate both those fights. Now Scout Central bought out from Detonate 2. Invested in. They're open for the tag and bag sort of deal. A lot of this cat presence, though. In the meantime, Bad News Bears full control of long.
Meantime, though, Detonate will get full control of middle. I do see B-Wills holding for this exact push, though. It's going to take a nasty headshot, but Detonate, they've been dealing him out. That's for sure.
Flashbang.
Perfect. B-Wills blinded. They're pushing forward. Those pistols lethal. CZ's going to do the trick. 4v5. Shake Zola. Surely to equalize. Oh, he's waiting. He's being patient. Too patient, perhaps? Oh, he just barely gets 2. He shouldn't have, in fact. He'll stay alive. Trying to preserve the AK. They push the smoke. He gets another. It's the anti-eco frags, but just keeping that round in line for Shake Zola is oh so important.
Oh boy, that was shaky right there. But yeah, you're exactly right. Junior able to close this one out comfortably. Imagine Delta 9's off to save with this AK. Great job. Great round right there from Shake. So very awkward in certain scenarios. But the way he converts off of it. Saving the day for the Bad News Bears. That could have been a 5v3. Think about that.
That could have been just unreal for that moment. But Shake Zola, yeah, keeping everything in line. It's going to be 3 on the trot for BNB. Consistently starting to make their way out to bomb site, keeping that finances low for Detonate. That was the full force buy, keep in mind. So, getting past that, you get a freebie your way, hopefully.
See, that's the case. 1 AK held on to with armor. Not much to be brought around it here. We'll see if they can do any heavy lifting with Delta 9 leading the charge. It's going to be a long setup once again. They're looking to battle. Flashbang's ready. They're all around the corner waiting for this.
They flash on in, but Junior's unblinded. And, oh, 2 kills back. That AK
Oh my God.
sings! It gets a second headshot.
That's rifles to be retrieved as well. Up in the hands of Swan. They're going to make their way towards B, but you can see Delta 9 ready for it. Okay, at least there's a smoke across. It's a little late, though. A little early on the peak as well.
But they'll make their way through. In fact, they're just going to leave Spongy at mid-doors to try and take them all down. But there's trade potential. They're going to flash through the smoke. I see a flash primed. Never mind. They're going to let it fade. Now they begin to push forward. Spongy.
One ready to peek through the doors.
They're gonna check him. Oh, he gets that first kill. He's just drawing attention. He gets a second, but his teammate's gone down on the bomb site. Spongy, he needs to try and survive. The USP's out. He's still preserving himself, though. Swan, still waiting. He's trying to pick off Spongy. There's no kit. Oh, man, Spongy's gonna get all three. But just the incredible factor about that is that Shakezilla went down on the bomb site. There was an open path, but Spongy does not let him pass.
Brilliant from Spongy again, saving the day for Bad News Bears right there. And they had a good idea. They had a good game plan right there. Swan, though, so very smart to hold that doors position, despite the fact that Spongy was in his sideline distracting. Jump spots trying to see if there's anyone running it down middle. That's not the case at the moment. Op's been sent over towards long. Through the smoke they go. One's already out. Spongy delivers with that long spawn. That's a big opener.
Again, a mid-play to try and answer back for Detonate, though. Tyler's able to make his move across. He's already in suicide.
Oh, nice.
No way.
Here.
Shake is not ready for this. Shake is a goner.
Yeah, they know it. They've even sent out the fighter away back in towards the bomb site there. Yeah, Swan takes that pop shot, knows his teammate's got the kill in the bag. They're 4v4 bound, and now they've got themselves access to the A bomb site. It's going to be a retake here for Detonate. At the very best of situations, they cannot find him on the cross.
Also, Junior doesn't have armor in this round, so yikes for me is what I'll give you that. What I'll give that one, because now this is a 4-on-4. This is a risky situation. I mean, there could be plenty of utility. There isn't an HE grenade to blow him sky high, but still, this post plant is risky. That's a nice shot there from Spongy on the ramp, though, to pick off one of these retaking players. There is Detonate making his way up onto the bomb site. Junior does go down. Spongy next in line, but B-Wills with a long-range drop shot to take down D9. And Swisher with the headshot, as always, as per usual. It's 5 rounds in a row for BNB.
The answer right back. Bad News Bears. Give them 5 back. It's off of some crazy clutches. Spongy has been doing the Lord's work here for Bad News Bears so consistently. On the other end of things, man, Delta 9, 15 kills to his name, 4 deaths at the moment. He's trying so hard. He's been doing so good. This is kind of that supporting staff I've been talking about, but now he's sidelined to open up this round.
Yeah, he only had a scout to work with, unfortunately. Not the tools, not the M4s, the AKs that he's used to working with. Swan's going to pick up the scout. Try and do some damage, but for now, it's always the early spree of rounds we see from Detonate, and then Bad News Bears always seem to bounce back. It really is the fact that this team knows how a lot of the opening setups, but BNB are just elusive and able to keep readjusting and chopping and changing how they play their CS. And that's what keeps Detonate guessing.
Yeah, I mean, you bring up a great point. The adaptation coming through from Bad News Bears is a real strong suit. Got to give the credit over to shaking that sense. Oh, that is a Swisher swing right there if I've ever seen one. Man.
And he knows what... Ooh, that's a ghostly deal headshot, though. Unfortunately, it shouldn't result in a round, as BNB are about to waltz onto the B site. And Sutter with a 5'7" little guy trying to do big things, but that's not going to happen. Shakezilla just going to run you down. Ghosty 1v4. He is up on the... You can get a gun here. Ooh. Oh, hello. That's a surprise there for B-Wills, and he gets an M4. Trying to hold this one up in the next round. He's pulling out the deagle, though. He knows he's going to be going down. It's a 6 rounds in a row now for the Bad News Bears.
Yeah, swinging that lead back in their favor right there, 6-5. Incredible what they've been able to do. Junior leading the way once again. High with his impact here. He's had a couple of those really close rounds. I mean, if you imagine a couple of those junior clutches, if they come through, what this scoreline could have been as well. You almost forget about those early rounds where Junior was putting up a great fight. Long control being battled upon, but both sides conceding here. And fast up Cat. The reaction from Bad News Bears are going to beat him.
Ooh, hello. I'm sure no one from Detonate is expecting this right now. They are speeding up Catwalk 15 seconds into the round. They're just trying to boost up And they should have lost a player.
Ooh.
Now they do. Swisher with a hell of a headshot onto Delta 9. It is fragmented here.
Catwalk right now.
Absolutely shattered, but that's a nade from Sutter. And the catwalk push coming through. B-Wills with the trade, 3v3. But there's an A site open for business.
Yeah, they got to get across here. Long smoke. No, that's... Ooh, uh-oh. That might not cut it. I will say the secondary long smoke does come in. Flashbangs help out as well. The bomb finally planted here for Long Plat at the moment. There's no smokes on the CT side as well, so they're going to have a hard time with any sort of op presence coming through from Junior.
They just picked up a smoke. Silas just got a smoke for himself. He's not going to use it for the bomb defusal, though. He's going to use it to try and cross over to Cat. And while I like this utility usage, it's not going to find impact. It's just B-Wills on the ramp. He'll happily play a headshot angle while Junior holds the line and gets an easy kill. Spongy takes down the Cat presence, and it just leaves Swan on 15 HP. He'll take a kill, but he'll go down. That is 7 rounds in a row for the Bad News Bears.
There we are, man. What a closer. Coming through from Bad News Bears. They're so very quick. That early long fight right there being made, and then the fact that they just decide as a full unit to move up Catwalk. Still winning some of those trade battles in that direction, but they close out the round nonetheless. It's very fast-paced, high-octane stuff coming through from Bad News Bears. That's what we know and love them for, and they show it right there.
Here we go. Field on the presence towards Long, and we go back towards the B site. We already also have Sheikh Zula cutting off rotations out towards middle. Putting pressure. This is going to be a freebie for the BNB. Right now, we have the Cat aggression coming in, but they are about to find out that mid has quite some fresh air to breathe in. Ain't nobody there. Everyone's in B, and I see a player. His name is Sheikh Zola. He's doing the things. He's cutting off rotations from T. Wait a second. Wait a second.
Whoa.
It's a 2v4, and Delta 9 has been armed with an op, but he does go down. Silas comes in with an eagle. It actually leaves Spongy, who has to clutch up the round. Never should have gotten there, but, well, it's 8-5.
What just happened right there? How do we get to a 1v1, 1v2 in favor of Detonate? How? My brain struggling to keep up with that round. Now, the adjustment here is the double up from Detonate. Has it come too late? Maybe. Delta 9 having that secondary role. We'll see how that works out for them. Right now, it's such a lacking presence. There you go. Delta 9 kicking things off.
That is tragic for Swisher. Just as he pulls his knife out and stops holding the line, Delta 9 swings in, and there's an opener for Detonate. How will BNB play from behind?
A rare scenario, them being in a 4v5. It's not something we've seen in a long time. Now they have to work their way out of it. Look at this B setup as well. It's so very strong. They've got an op in the back lines. Sutter ready with the multi-kill potential.
They're going to need some insane flashes to make things do here.
I think they just missed a smoke as well. I'm seeing a smoke at the entrance of tunnels. Oh,
yeah,
boy.
in a round where you literally need everything you can get.
Gonna make their way towards A. I think that's the only call left to be made at the moment. You only have to deal with 2 players, one of them being Swan. You have plenty of flashbangs to force him off the line as well.
They are all going to make their way up the Xbox with 30 seconds remaining. Ghosty's going to go in for an info peek. Does not see a darn thing towards middle. And here comes the Cat play. They only have 1 smoke to do it with. And they have an op of Swan. Flashes are good initially. Swan, though, needs to get his op up and running as soon as possible. Giving himself a wide angle, but just barraged by flashbangs. And he'll be held off for now. It's the 4v5.
No more flashes left, though. It's only 1 HE left to work off of. Not much utility on the CT side to pull off this retake, though, either. They're going to have to hit some nice shots, and there's post-plant positioning for Bad News Bears that can be lethal.
I feel like the A site, though, it is a really wide open bomb site. Sheikh Zola certainly feeling claustrophobic right now, but oh, B-Wills answering back. The spray comes through. So much damage down range. Sutter needs to do the heavy lifting. He cannot, and Swan He's holding for these peaks, but eventually Sheikh Zola will best him. I'm counting up 9 rounds in a row for Bad News Bears. The score, for the record, is 9-5.
Oh, 0-5 at one point in favor of Detonate. What a turnaround it has been for Bad News Bears. Once those rifle rounds come out in full consistency, they have not looked back at all. Winning clutches, winning so many important rounds. And right there, that's just another sign. They're playing a man down, and they make it look so comfortable. They make it look easy. It's been a common theme.
Cruise control right now for Bad News Bears. And for Detonate in this final 15th, they will bring out the double scouts. Now, not quite as potent as the double up setup, but still providing some synergy in there. One tag can lead to another. Scout tags are everything here. Also, if you look at your minimap, I'm liking what Detonator up to.
Interesting double upper tons push is going to have a really early bit of information, maybe even a fast flank potential. Depends on how fast Bad News Bears are on this one, and it seems like it's too slow.
Oh, they're ready for
watched.
it. He spins around at the right time and is ready for it. That might redirect
mid to B.
Yeah, they're gonna redirect back mid to B. This is the proper reaction to the play. Going one from it's literally Sutter on 2 points of health. It couldn't feel worse for Sutter. Could he get a frag from this position? He does. Impact found. When's the trade coming through? They're pushing through the smoke, but they just walk into the blender. They all push through the CT smoke, and the round ends on the spot.
Oh my god. What on earth was that? You thought Detonate and Sutter was going to do enough again right there, but the numbers, his reinforcements get swiped away.
Oh, they think they're all staring at Sutter on that B site. They think that there's a snap decision there. But they think that, oh, they must all be looking at Sutter so we can push that CT smoke and hit some people in the back. Not at all. Bad News Bears with a 6th sense just turn around. It's like, okay, brother, that's cool and all, but quick mode out. And for the record, if I'm counting correctly and keeping track, that's 10 rounds in a row for the Bad News Bears.
You're not wrong there. Yeah, it's been off of a great, that last round is a fitting ending to that story of the first half because it has been adaptation after adaptation. The quick reaction to hit the mid to B setup right after a early 1-for-1 trade there of the upper tons push and knowing exactly what Sutter's position most likely is. Brilliant stuff from Bad News Bears and a even better half at the end of the day. 0-5 down and then you just string 10 in a row is a real statement.
Yeah, certainly so for the Bad News Bears. And it did come down to the positioning there. I love the snap decision to immediately go for the mid to B setup. And while Sutter did what he could, that call from Detonate there, Bad News Bears were smarter than just that. So, I mean, sometimes it's the level of teams where Bad News Bears were not just playing off of instinct. They had the idea. They're thinking another level deeper of what Detonate want to do in a specific situation. And it was just an excellent. I know it's a call from Sheikh Zola. Watch for the mid to B push, because there are both players in middle watching it.
Mm-hmm.
And that was excellently done.
Yeah, just great composure overall, holding their nerve in a very strong way.
Seems like they're
you're heading into the CT side. It should only be better.
Yeah, it should be. Because, of course, for Detonate, it comes down to the execution of your plays rather than the type of plays to start off a map of Dust 2. Every team knows what a Dust 2 default looks like. When you're going for a long play, how good are your flashes? How good are your fraggers? How can they measure up against the CT side? What I do like about the new Dust 2, though, I will give it that, is there's been less emphasis on the all-out brawl at long every single or every other round. There's been a lot more emphasis towards mid control, towards tunnels control. It's kind of it's allowed for more CT side maneuvers than just put 3 people long every round.
Yeah, and it also draws out a lot of attention from the T side as well. The reason you're not allowed to send so many resources towards long, if you are a T side, is that you have to have control of that lower tons position. Otherwise, you'll just give up an entire half of the map, and so not something that you really can't afford to do. especially when you know you're up against a team that will abuse it. Delta 9, though, he's been a bit of a light here in the first half. At least in the first 5 rounds, he's been doing massive work. I think he needs to have that same sort of performance, needs a little more support from others, and Detonate, they could have a good T-side. Their riflers, they look so on point, don't they? They're looking very strong. It's just the failure to convert on some of these clutch rounds. It's created a wide gap in this half.
Yeah, once Bad News Bears kind of stopped going for those early long plays and just kind of playing into the Detonate setups, then the Riflers didn't have the opportunity to go for big multi-kills. It was Bad News Bears who felt like they were outnumbering them in every turn. We saw some lineup triple kills at long. Ghosty finding success on the rifles from Pit. Like, consistently, that's where the Bad News Bears were being shut down, and they just kind of took it to themselves and said, okay, well, we're just going to go somewhere else. And that's where they got it. They came up towards Cat. They were able to go for some later long takes, even making some inroads towards the B site where the fights came. They were there, and they were able to respond accordingly. So all credit goes out to the Bad News Bears.
Yeah, for sure. They've been looking really good on the adjustments here. Imagine just Swan right now is just trying to turn the computer off of Shake Soul there, just kind of peeking into the room.
He has the scissors out, cutting the Ethernet cable.
Yeah. Restarting the router in a 1v1, that's a brilliant idea. Although, in reality, Detonate, I think they're looking very good. They've shown improvement. They're doing a great job of keeping up a nice little fight in this matchup versus Bad News Bears. Didn't expect the world out of them in this matchup, to be honest. I was just thinking to be a quick and easy 2-0. Overpass certainly set my attention otherwise, and then the early start for Dust 2, it was making me think that, this was a team with multiple dimensions, but so far has been a bit struggling here. We are into the second half, though. We'll get back into the action here once again.
And we are back live. It is 10-5 at the half. Bad News Bears with 10 rounds in a row. And we're going to keep counting up. If they win the pistol round, that'll be 11. Can it be 16 rounds in a row? This could be a 16-0 if we weren't talking about the pistol round and everything else. But right now, Swisher, he meets a whole of the team here. He is alone. He is in a 1v5 right now. He gets 2. He gets 3. Swisher. Oh my God. He gets 4. He's in a 1v5 basically. And he gets 4 kills. Literally no help in sight. And he does it all. Shake Soul is going to close it down. Welcome to your 11th round in a row in the most explosive way I can think of.
4 kills in one clip. That's all he had. And he does so much with so little. Oh my God, he didn't have any support in that round either. There was no one close by. 1v5 is the best way to describe that. What a heartbreaker to kick things off for Detonate. That one has to be a big blow to their mentality.
Oh my word. And that's just the power of the pit position right there, but also the power of Swisher. Utilizing every angle, and even takes down a player with the last bullet in his clip, which is just unreal. Holding on to it. One in the chamber, and he does it. Oh, man.
Trying for a little bit of a mid-to-B presence right now. Flashbang setup is perfectly timed, though. They're going to collapse in on them, and it's so much damage being done. A team kill in the mix there, I believe, as well. DHE keeps things in the advantage of Bad News Bears.
Swan with the bomb. He's out towards B. Wait. Spongy needs to
turn around there.
Turn his head on a swivel, and he's done that. Needed the insta headshot. Is that another tag? I mean, if Swan gets a bomb plant here, they could consider reinvesting here. But this is about to be the 12th Bad News Bears round in a row. Headshot not connecting, and there we go. The Bad News Bears freight train doesn't stop here.
Man, it is a real freight train, isn't it? 12 rounds strung together. And it's probably going to be 13 considering the buy coming through from Detonate. 1 flashbang is all that they've invested. A little more towards the tail end. There's 1 deagle being bought. Only $900 spent in this one. They're going for a long control battle. 1 flashbang to allow for that execution. Only 1 player, but it's 1 player that we already know can do a lot of work.
Oh, man, the nade comes through, too. Does he want more? The ADR, it needs some pumping right now.
Oh,
and he's
man.
going to keep it going. 3 kills, 4 kills. Once again, another 4K from Swisher. That's
I want
8
the ace
kills
so bad.
in the first 3 rounds. Denied the satisfaction, but it's 13 rounds in a row for BNB.
You gotta let him get the ace at some point, man. He's getting so close. I wanted that pistol round ace so bad, but still an incredible job. Stat pattern right there. Walking away, laughing all the way to the bank. And now we got investments finally coming out here for Detonate. This is their chance.
When Donald Trump said that we're going to get so tired of winning, he wasn't talking about the U.S. He was talking about the Bad News Bears.
Oh, man.
Oh,
Look at
man.
this map control as well. Shake Soul just taking that early fight. No questions asked. They've got everyone hovering around long control and no map control at all to give that. 5 players put early on in that direction, and what do they get out of it? It's just a bullet to the head for Ghosty and everyone else hovering around catwalk here. So limited in information.
Oh, man. BNB, that is 13 rounds in a row, getting the opening kill. Anything more? It's big man Swisher. And where is he right now? He's on the A site. What situation is he about to be in? A 1v4. Okay, maybe his teammate and Junior is going to be with him for this one. But, you know what? Just to give him the benefit of the doubt, he's about to be in a 1v4, staring down in another entire bomb site execute. But Swisher, he's in the zone right now. Right? This is where he thrives. This is where he's all about. Once that smoke fades, Swisher, where's it at? 1 kill found. Surely no more than that. Okay, finally, Swisher meets his maker and actually leaves it to Junior. Have his chance at this one, but he's about to pop up. He's about to resurface and detonate. Ooh, nice headshot found by Delta 9, but the nade comes through onto the bomb planter. And with Delta 9 on 1 HP, chances looking grim. Swando, nice headshot, but Spongy and Shake Zola will answer back. And it doesn't stop here. 14 rounds in a row. Are we going to get all 16?
Wow. I mean, it almost doesn't seem real. Detonate. Different team. Struggling so much in those clutch situations. And Bad News Bears, they don't struggle at all. I think you can clearly see the gap in between these two teams with some of that clutch situations right there. They've won almost every one, other than the couple that Junior have lost with the AWP and a near impossible situation, yet he still brings close. It has been Bad News Bears winning a lot of those 2vx situations and looking so very clean doing so. That bomb plant, though, nets them another gun round here, so there's something to look forward to here for Detonate.
Ooh, oh, swinging in forward, though. Oh, no, Swisher's blind. This time around, he's neutralized. And it's Detonate. Will they finally stop the spree? Will it finally end? Junior can still lay down some suffering, though. AWP, he is blinded up. Now Detonate are going to make their move.
Those long cross smokes down early. That cues up all 4 rotators on this CT side. Look, everyone's here to meet this, and it's not the wrong call. It's just a little bit delayed, the execution here from Detonate.
I like this. I like this, though, because they're drawing out all of the counter utility right now. Absolutely all of it, and they still have 2 more smokes for the cross. So they've drawn out the mollies, the flashes, the things that will hurt you on this take, and they're just delaying. They're making Bad News Bears guess where they could possibly be coming from.
Deep
Here
long
comes
smoke.
Ooh, hold on a moment. That is a bit questionable. They throw it in towards CT instead, and that can allow this elevators player to have success. And there's B-Wills finding the first kill. Shakes along towards Catwalk. Can't find that just yet. And so it will come back down to a 4v4. There is still B-Wills out towards elevator. He swings in, gets a kill. Swan with the trade, a 3-on-3.
Still got that catwalk presence they need to rely on to try and get some action here. That's planted for long plat. They've got good positions. I mean, this is primed for a Detonate round for the first time in a long time.
Spongy. Walking up. Spots a player Goose. Knows a player's ramped. He gets that kill. But now it leaves it to the pit player as
a
well.
boost.
Delta 9 needs to hold us down. And Delta 9's gonna go down. Swan spotted out towards pit. And Junior hits the shot. Not stopping here are the Bad News Bears.
Just
The
in
defuse
time.
comes in. 15-5.
Oh my god. That is unbelievable. Junior hitting the most important shot right there to close that one out 2 times in a row. Man, oh man, nothing can go right for Detonate, it seems. That's going to be 15 rounds to take series point against Detonate, eliminating them here from the Cash Cup. My god.
Oh, but okay, Swan does not want this to happen. They're going for a B rush. They're going for a B rush, and it's actually going to work. It is going to work here. They will. Oh, never mind me. Okay, 2 kills come back in. It was looking so good. The door smoke didn't come through, though. And oh, man, I spoke it into existence, didn't I? Alrighty. Detonate still have a bomb site to work with. They have the bomb and about to have a bomb planted. Is this where it ends for B&B, or is this where it ends for Detonate? It might be for Detonate. They lose Swan. 2v4. Looking to break into the bomb site. Sutter finds 1. These players are so low, though, and I think they know where Silas is, but B-Wills will find Sutter, leaves Silas 1v3. Not 16 rounds in a row, but it's gonna happen anyways. 16-5. 16 rounds in a row for Bad News Bears. They take the series 2-0.
Man, oh man, that was quite dominant right there.